Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to CW Live. My name is Chris Webb, Head of Communications at the CW. Hope everyone is well. I'm just having a mess around here with the background, making sure we get the right one. So welcome to the CW Live Post Office Special. Delighted to have our National Officer, Andy Fury, with us. How you doing, Andy?
Doing good, thank you. Yeah,
good to see you again, mate. So obviously, in amongst our plethora of strike action that the union has over the next week, 10 days, with over 170,000 CW members taking to the streets to, vent their sort of anger with the way they're being treated across Royal Mail Group, BT Group, and the Post Office. We have the nucleus of our members in the Post Office who've been so loyal and so supportive, and were first out of the traps and are still there. And I wanted to basically come to you first to talk a little bit about the strike action, if I can, straight in, a little bit about the day, so you can go through when our Post Office members are out on strike. And I know that this is an escalation of the action that's taken place so far. First of all, we've only had single days action so far. This is stepping it up to 2 days. Talk a little bit about that and why it's so important that, firstly, the Post Office members back it, and then secondly, the wider union gets behind our Post Office members as well.
Okay, yeah, absolutely, Chris. Very happy to talk on these matters. So I think the first thing we should say is a massive thank you to our members in the Post Office. Their resilience and their determination and defiance is astonishing. They really are hardcore. The strikes that are planned for this weekend will be the fourth bout of industrial action. The first strike was the Tuesday after the May Bank holiday, the 3rd of May. We had action around the Queen's Platinum Jubilee weekend, and then took action again in the middle of July. So this is the fourth bout. Specifically, all of our members are on strike this coming Friday. That's admin, supply chain and Crowns. Then on Saturday the Crowns are out again. So it is an escalation. So it's 2 consecutive days. And then on the Tuesday, the admin and supply chain are out again. They don't work weekends. So it's a Friday, Tuesday strike for admin and supply chain, and a Friday, Saturday strike for Crowns. So this is an escalation. We've thought this through very carefully. We haven't been reckless, but we do need to put further pressure on the Post Office. So it's keeping the pressure up and turning the screw, basically.
Thanks, makes a lot of sense. And I can see we've already got over 500 people on the broadcast, which is astonishing, considering we didn't advertise it and we've just gone live. So firstly, thank you to all of you who have come on and joined us. Both Andy and I do appreciate it, you giving up your time. Andy, I want to talk about, obviously you just touched on applying pressure to the company. You've been in negotiations for ACAS with the Post Office. I suppose, one of the things some of our Post Office members may be thinking is, we've supported a few bouts of industrial action so far, we'll continue to do so, but is there any sign of progress? Is our action achieving anything? And is there a general update on those negotiations?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. So, look, first and foremost, we believe that fundamentally we will get a much better outcome at the end of this dispute, and there has to be a resolution. We was in ACAS talks last week. Those talks did make progress. The offer for 2022, April 2022, rose from 3% to 5%. There's no strings or conditionality linked to that. And there's a £500 lump sum, and it's not pro rata for part-timers. So we have a lot of part-time members in Crown, so that would, that's a step in the right direction. But 5% is not good enough on the back of a pay freeze for 2021. And we mustn't lose sight of the fact that the absolute, the context is that the company imposed a pay freeze when it made £35 million profit the previous year. It's made 39 million profit for the financial year just ending 31st of March. So that's 74 million profit over 2 years. So they can afford to give our members a pay rise. So the legal trade dispute is over the pay freeze for 2021, but we are making progress on 2022. And we've agreed to meet the Post Office again tomorrow afternoon at ACAS, and we've said to them they need to offer a better deal. Or else the strikes go ahead on Friday, Saturday and Tuesday. So the ball is very much in their court. The onus is on them to come up with a better deal. If they do come up with a better deal, then we will seriously consider our position. But as it stands, 5% is simply not good enough. And we mustn't lose sight of the fact that on Friday, Ofgem is going to be announcing the price cap that's going to be lifted. We're expecting terrible news around energy prices that will impact on every household, but more so on those that are lower paid. And those energy prices are going to be devastating for ordinary men and women and their families. So, it's all very well increasing the offer from 3% to 5%, but I mean, that's not going to help with the increase of the energy prices. That will wipe out any pay rise that's been offered overnight. So, we've got to look big picture here. We've got to look at what we're going to get for last year and this year, but also look at the cost of living that's increasing.
One of the things that sort of I'm always keen on is when we reach these moments, and I know you're very similar, is obviously talks go on and we wanted to get back in the room, and the members' action, as you detailed there, has forced not only getting back in the room, but an improvement in a significant improvement in the offer, but not enough, as I think as you've clearly set out there, Andy. One of the things, though, I wanted to put to you is, obviously, some people now will be listening to what you're saying and saying, okay, we'll sit now, we'll wait to see what Andy comes back with, see what comes out of the ACAS. Just how important is it that our focus of our branches, our reps and our members now is on delivering the strike action, delivering the picket line, so you can, go in there, you can negotiate with the strongest possible hand, but also so we're ready for that, take that action. I mean, well, what I'm trying to say, I suppose, is don't want people sitting back and going, oh, I think we're going to get a deal. Surely now, like, our job is, whilst you're in there with negotiations, the rest of the union's job is to prepare for action. So
the key message to our members is be prepared for the strike action that's due to take place Friday, Saturday and Tuesday. Be determined to, make it clear to your fellow workers. Happy for you to tell your manager you're going on strike. The strong message that needs to go to Nick Reed, CEO, is that our members are determined, we're on the march, and we're not going to cave in or give in. So that can only help to give me the best possible bargain and strength to my elbow in the negotiations that are due to take place at ACAS tomorrow. If the post office thought that the strikes were going to break or start to splinter, and that the determination was wavering, that would mean they would dig in and get harder lines. So, at the end of the day, our members need to be absolutely determined in this. That's the only way forward, because that will give us the best prospect for a decent outcome.
You talked about, I think it's spot on. You talked also about, the improvement in the offer. And previously, we've had, the begging bowl out from the post office. They haven't got no money, and all, and we've seen, that the truth of that has been exposed by the fact that, when a few bouts of action, they're putting improvements on the table. Another thing that we were talking about before we went live that suggests that there is money out there is that, whilst pleading poverty there, it seems that a lot of managers are going to get a bonus very, very soon. And, and I just like the opportunity for you to detail that to the members, but also, I suppose, re-emphasise that there is money here. This is about choices that the post office are making.
It is about choices. So they made a choice, a conscious decision to impose a praise freeze last year when they could have actually given us a reasonable pay award. It wouldn't have cost them a lot of money. Inflation last spring, so spring 21, was hovering around the 3% figure. But here's the rub of the green. Had they given us a 3% pay rise, it would have actually meant that they wouldn't have hit their profit target. Their profit target was 38 million. And as a consequence of hitting that profit target by declaring a 39 million profit, that's enabled them to pay bonuses to every single manager. Had they agreed a pay negotiation with us, what it would have meant was that they would have not hit the target, and the managers wouldn't have got a bonus. It's a choice, isn't it? It's a choice. But it's contrived. Because the first time they told us formally in writing that there would be no pay rise for 2021 was December. They would have known in December how they were faring financially against their targets. And so therefore, the people at the very top of this company would have known that a pay rise for our members would have stopped management bonuses. They made the choice, they made the decision not to give us a pay rise in order they could hit their bonus targets and pay bonuses to managers. That's the reality of life here. Spot on,
and I think that's the sort of message to the forefront of our members' minds. Like, your fantastic support has got us this far. continued support will get us further, and this is an entirely justified dispute. I wondered if you wanted, just in summary, really, to give any final messages to our members. I'm sure you're certainly going to be speaking to the members via all of our channels before strike action's taken on Friday. Obviously, we'll have video stuff from you and other forms of communication. Any final message for our members at this point from you?
Well, we travel in hope that we can get further improvements from the ACAS talks tomorrow. Ball is in the Post Office court firmly on that one. But our members mustn't lose sight of the fact that their managers at the end of this month, in their August salary, are going to be getting a bonus. Every single manager will be getting a bonus. And that's been paid for by the virtue of the fact that our members didn't get a pay rise last year. So we are subsidising through no pay rise management's bonuses. And that's an abhorrent position for the Post Office to have taken. But the other thing is that we must never lose sight they spent hundreds of millions of pounds in defending the indefensible in court action against the Horizon scandal. Had they not adopted their legal positions that they did, they would have had lots of money to share amongst its workers and the postmasters as well, for that matter. So they are the architects of their own problems, and now they're trying to punish our members with that. So let's not lose sight of the fact that they can do a hell of a lot better. If this was a school report, the end of year report, they'd be getting a -C here, and the comment would be can do better. And the Post Office can certainly do better by our people. Let's hope they do so tomorrow at ACAS. If they're not prepared to do that, then let's be determined to make the Friday, the Saturday and the Tuesday strikes very successful. And of course, we will give you a further update and if there's any developments in the coming days. So thanks very much for your unity and your solidarity. The union is very, very proud to represent our members in the Post Office. And of course, on Friday, Royal Mail members are going to be on strike as well as Post Office members, and that can only be good for solidarity and unity purposes as well.
100%. So first of all, thank you to you, Andy, for giving up your time. I know you're busy, you're getting lots of prep ready for the strikes and stuff like that. More importantly, even Andy, though, thanks to the hundreds of you who've come on. We're live, and obviously it's going to be available catch up as well. We'll be sharing the links shortly. So thanks to anyone who's tuned in. I think Andy's messages there were absolutely spot on, and both, the message to the Post Office members, you've moved them. We're going to move them a bit further. A hell of an example as well, by the way, to the BT Group and Royal Mail Group members, that a small little group of members have stood up and forced the company to move. Look what we're going to do when we get 115,000 of you out on Friday and 170,000 of you out next Wednesday when the whole union comes together. Take it easy, everyone.